It sounds good. So this being a directional mic, I pretty much have to speak, well, let's say in the same direction that my body's facing, because that is how I've got the microphone positioned, is at the center line of my body and facing upward just under my chin. So testing 1, 2, 3. This is Sunset on Eglinton Avenue West. This is Sunset at the other Eglinton Avenue West. That is Sunset at the other Eglinton Avenue West. All right, well, we'll turn around now. All right, we are now heading eastward. On Eglinton West. This is the other Eglinton West. I like how people are still maintaining their distance, even though the restrictions have been lifted. COVID is still a risk. And people are still taking precautions. Very few people are wearing their masks on the bus, but people are still maintaining their distance from each other. All right, let's see what the levels are like. Let's see what the levels are like. People are maintaining their distance, which is a good thing. I mean, You can never be too careful. You can never be too careful. So precautions are still being practiced. Precautions are still being practiced. Precautions are still being practiced. Even though the restrictions have been lifted, it's still important to stay cautious, because there are people who, even with the vaccine, are still at higher risk because of their whatever unique health conditions they may be having. For instance, some might be immunocompromised, and vaccines don't help very much to protect from infection and the weakening of their immune system puts them at higher risk of dying. So the numbers are much lower than when it was 2 years ago. It's still important to be considerate of others and mind the distance, and be mindful of oneself if one may be suffering from even allergies, just to be considerate when in closed public spaces, in public transit vehicles, for instance, in buses and subways, to wear a mask. If you've got the sniffles, even if you know that it isn't the flu, even if you know that it isn't COVID, if you've got the sniffles and if you're coughing, just be a little considerate for others around you and wear a mask whenever inside a public transit vehicle. Beautiful Sunday autumn evening, early evening, late afternoon, sunset time on a Sunday, early November. At the other Eglinton West. Foliage. And walking east, we are now approaching the Mississauga Creek. You might be able to hear that I'm getting some pretty good cardio right now. This is the Mississauga Creek. Beautiful evening, beautiful early November evening for some fresh air cardio. For anyone who can get outside, urge you to do so while the temperature is this beautiful mild range. There's a proposal submitted to the city to develop this strip mall to the right here, to the right of us. The strip mall is probably, I'm imagining in about 10 years, there are going to be 3 high-rise condominium buildings. A last look at the later part of the sunset skyline here at the other Eglinton Avenue West, and looking west on Eglinton Avenue West. We'll turn around now to continue looking east. This beautiful windy day is so refreshing. You can get out and enjoy some of this fresh air. Maybe take some photos with family or friends. It's so nice. It's so fantabulous. The moon is out now. It looks like a full moon, but I don't think it is a full moon since the edges aren't fully definitive. And the lines around the moon isn't very sharp, but that could just be because of the cloud cover, the thin hazy cloud cover. It's fantabulous, fantabulistic. And here we are at the Wilcox Gastropub, which was a residential farmhouse back when this area was all farmland. And this residential house was preserved, and now it is a restaurant, the Wilcox Gastropub. And now we will be ending our walk at the corner of Eglinton Avenue West and Hurontario Street. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please like and subscribe the channel to see more. Thanks for watching.